ladies and gentlemen, some farmer here with a extremely cracky and losing my voice after a long night of watching the Final Four. We are back on the farm, and I'm thinking today it's about time to get these potatoes tilled in over here so we can get something else planted out there. So we're gonna take the 82 and test out this new chisel plow. All right. Okie dokie, let's back her up, back her out. Hook up this this Horsch chisel plow. All right, to the field we go. And this chisel plow is pretty wide, and honestly, when I'm putting in these potatoes like this, I'd probably rather have a disc. But I don't know what the optimal disc in this game really is. They all, I don't know. I don't think they're the most top-notch products. So let's pull up here a little bit and get this bad boy unfolded. So those four black hydraulic hoses are running to right there to the right of that transmission lever is the first little black switch is your 3-point hitch. Now of course this is on a drawbar, and these hoses that are running in here to your selective control valves, hydraulic hoses, they obviously control the up and down and then the wing motion of this chisel plow, field cultivator, whatever you want to call it. And the little green button to the right on the armrest to the right of the transmission shifter will control the up and down motion. So this motion here, that's that first green motion, and then the blue button to the right of the green button would control this, the folding of the wings. Now this little screen right here allows you can see it kinda, it allows you to change the speed at which the hydraulics engage. So when you're operating a chisel plow or a field cultivator like this, you set it pretty quick for that up and down motion, so it can, at the end of the row, you can come back and up, swing it around, move pretty quickly. So let's get out here a little bit. Probably gonna have to back this up a little bit. Bring it a little closer over here. And then let's put it down to ripping. Oh no, this thing scoots. Scoots a pretty good deal. All right. Man, you don't realize how bad your lines are until you're not using GPS. So this tractor is technically equipped with Green Star. I am running solo for this first pass. So what you do is in real life, in this game, what we're going to do is hire a worker to mimic the effects of GPS. But in real life, what you do is you make one line across the field, and it serves as kind of like your guidance line. And then the satellite tracks off of one line to allow straight lines for the rest of it. So if your first line is not very straight, you suffer a little bit. So I'll tell you what. So we'll do this more accurately. We'll cut us a straight line across the field diagonally. When you're pulling a drawbar implement, you got to be careful on the tight turns that you don't run your drawbar up into your tire. If you look at some of the implements on my family's farm, you will see them quite dented from such a practice. So let's cut out here and let's cut us a line across what pretend this is our AV line. Get those lines off. Drop that down. So this is running about 9 miles an hour, which is honestly pretty quick for tillage tool. I'm used to running about 5 miles an hour with the disc. And this is, I mean, this is about right. You got a 300-ish horsepower tractor pulling, this is probably, I don't know, 16 feet wide. So that makes a pretty good bit of sense. Tillage tools are hard on equipment. So we're going to use this as the line. I mean, you pick a tree or something out on the horizon, and then you go from there. That right there, maybe. Here at the end, a little bit more. Keep messing my buttons up. Pick that up. Swing her around. Come back in here again. Drop it down. And out again. So once again, we're technically, not using GPS right now, which will probably cost me in a minute as I inevitably miss a little bit. You want to leave a little overlap when you're not running GPS. It's just not worth having to go back up, fix it. So always leave a little overlap when you're not using that GPS. But once again, to mimic the effects of a GPS, I'm going to hire a worker in a second, which is effectively the same thing. And we'll charge him, or he'll charge us probably $10–12 an hour, so it'll be worth it a while because we'll be able to get the seeder ready. Get the seeder ready to plant this. I think we're probably gonna put corn in here. But we'll make a couple passes just to see. Once again, this is where you got to watch that drawbar a little bit. Not worth freaking that up. Come back down in here. Drop that down. I missed a little spot back there. At the end of the tilling, you make a little loop around the field. Doing your corners, making sure you got everything covered. And that way, if you make a mistake, you can fix it. This looks about right. Got about the right amount of overlap to make this happen. And normally you wouldn't disc in these potatoes, but for purposes of this, we can assume one, that we didn't have the equipment to harvest it, but then two, these potatoes are dead and of no use to us. Last farmer maybe couldn't get in the field because it was too wet, something like that. This happens, far too frequently. Crop gets got a good crop, but it's too wet. Something strikes, and you can't get at it. But that's farming for you. I try to keep these. I try to keep the view in the cab, for a more realistic effect. And I will say, credits to Farm Simulator and whoever made this 8R mod, because it is quite accurate. You really do feel like you're in the tractor. Struck a little bit with something here. We got that little lip right there. And if you're really good when you're doing these, turn around at the end of the row, which the game doesn't simulate this too well. But if you're really good, you just tap down there. The two black pedals to the right of the steering wheel are brake pedals, and they operate you can tap them both. You clutch, tap them both to stop. But you can operate them independently without the clutch to make sharper turns at the end of the row. Now this is always, you got to watch out once again for that drawbar when you're whipping around. But still, that's a pretty effective way to whip around at the end of the turn without having to back up, make sure you got everything right. But now in this field, we've got a lot of space, so we can turn around pretty easily. Right up there by that boulder thing, getting a little tight, but not too serious. And we can always leave a little bit, because like I said, you're going to make that pass, clean up your corners at the end, where you're turning around, dropping the hair and all that sort of thing. turning around with this tractor pretty easy, even with the power shift. Power shift allows seamless shifting in between forward and reverse without clutching, similarly to the way this left-hand reverser that you see up top right there by the steering wheel allows. This transmission is probably superior. And I'm not really sure, this little black joystick over to my right is not in tractors I've ever run, but I'm assuming it can be programmed to various uses, because a tractor like this doesn't have much use for a front end loader. It's just too big. But who knows? Could be. Alright, about got this cleaned up. About 10 minutes for the video, so I'll tell you what, we'll hire somebody right here, get him set up, finishing off this field. We'll give him a little overlap to make sure he doesn't find my crooked ass lines. Let's see what we got here. We got a worker in there. Whew. That is a crooked line. That is a super crooked line. This is what happens in real life too. When GPS goes down. I was discing one time. We hadn't re-upped our subscription with John Deere, and boy, did we see how crooked we were when the GPS came back online. What started as a straight line, in my eyes, ended up about half crooked. GPS had no idea what was going on. Yeah, I didn't cut this too straight, but it'll be all right. He'll straighten back out down here. Anyways, well, we'll tab over and go ahead and run by the dealer. And well, I guess we don't need to take the truck over there, so we need to go get some seed. Now, normally the dealer would have that seed delivered to us, but today they're not able to. So that being the case, we're gonna run over there with the 78 and pick it up. And this thing does not like this 3-point hitch planter. It is weighing on it a little bit. But anyways, here we go. You can see, man, you can see it sitting a little bit when you pull it down too. Now, these old 78, these old 7010 series is really great tractors. Very well liked. The first non-sound guard body John Deere cabs. You see it's got the square glass, optimal visibility. The old John Deere's kind of had a curved front glass that kind of cut down on your visibility a little bit. But let's see what we got. I need to cut my lights on. Oh, that's the radio. There we go. Got the flashers on. So yeah, these tractors were well received when they came out. This has a power shift transmission that John Deere's effectively been using forever. I mean, even back to the 4020s, that first had power shift transmissions, although they were only 8-speed. And I think this is a 15. Same thing, you know, you got clutchless shifting up through the gears, and you only got to shift for reverse. Very convenient. And then this tractor, like the other tractor, has got similar controls, but they're not set up as conveniently as that new 8R. Okay, so typically when we buy seed, and you got to watch out for these people walking around here now. Have to come up here. And purchase a little seed. Let's go ahead and we'll pull up ahead of it. We're also, you see the let's go ahead and pop those off. Cut that off, get out. Now, this planter has got, I assume this is a European planter, I'm not quite familiar with it, but that these back compartments are for fertilizer, talcum powder, whatever you want to put in there. And then obviously the front hoppers are for the seeds. But I'm not entirely sure what this apparatus is up here. Looks like some sort of exhaust vent, but I don't really know what it's venting. But anyway, so let's go ahead and purchase a little seed. Oh, never mind. We're going to be saving first. Let's go ahead and purchase some seed. Big bag of seed. We'll get 2 bags. We're going to end up getting a little seed dispensary over at our place, but for now we'll start with this. We'll also get a bag of this fertilize. Fill our planter with it, and hopefully the dealer will bring over what we have left. I guess okay. I am close enough to refill that, so we're going to put corn in it. Oh man, this thing does not hold very much. Well, that wasn't realistic at all. Tractor's going to have to be operational to have all that hydraulic pressure, but there we go. We'll let there just fertilize. Put a little bit in there as well. And we'll have the dealer run down and bring us this when we once we get in the field. Fill that up. There we go. So now, you know, if you wanted to, you could plant just right in there behind, the guy that's tilling it in. But I'm probably not going to. There's a chance that field needs lime. I think it actually might need plowing. But in that case, I'm probably gonna have to borrow a neighbor's plow, because I've got a neighbor over here that runs bigger equipment, and plowing is a real chore. I mean, a big horsepower tractor could still only pull an 8 or 10 bottom plow, so probably need a bigger articulating 4-wheel drive if we want to really get into it. And here we go, ripping down the road, 7810, on a little 8-row corn planter. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it over there. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it back in the shed for now. We're going to have to check on this corn here in a couple of days too, because it's going to be getting ready. And we're probably going to have to at least fertilize it once. So I'm going to call the boys from CPS, see if they can't get something over there. We did not plant that corn, and the former owner of this property did not bother to fertilize his corn initially. So we're going to pull this. I'll tell you what, we're going to pull it over here in the main shed. Get those lines cut off. Come back in here. Man, this is a sharp line. Super sharp line. Set that down, cut that off. And I guess we'll run over the field real quick before the video's over and check on our hired hand. Make sure he's not screwing anything up. Which, in the world of farming, somebody's always screwing something up. I myself have screwed up aplenty. I was running a chisel plow in a field one time, and I turned up an entire railroad tie out of the middle of the field. It must have been there for a bazillion years. Well, this isn't good. Doggone it. You can't trust these boys to do anything, can you? He's quit, hadn't he? Doggone it. Probably does not want to till in these potatoes. But I told him to do it. So let's see if he does. Let's see if he goes for it this time. He's going for it now. Let's see if he stays with it. Well, I guess that'll be all for this video, guys. Just out here doing a little ripping, getting this field ready. It says it needs plowing, but it's 100% fertilized. So we might have to borrow a neighbor's tractor and run back over it. Run back over it one good time. Probably would have made sense to just plow it in to begin with, but for now, we actually may just plant straight into it. Next year, run the plow over it. Sometimes life makes you make tough decisions. But anyways, guys, Sun Farmer checking in, checking back out. We'll talk to y'all later.